We're back with another episode.
Welcome back to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to hit the download button and subscribe to our podcast where podcasts are available. All right.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You're excited because you got some sugar in your system.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We are back. We are back again.
Backity black back.
Yes. This is our second podcast of the new year.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good.
That feels good when you say it. I think that's right.
Yeah. This is we're on the cusp of a civil war, but other than that, we're doing pretty good,
I mean, I've always wanted to live through a war.
Why?
Because, in the movies, when it's like everything's crazy outside, you kind of have to hide. No one knows what's going on. And then you flash forward and everyone's like, yeah, it was a crazy time during the war.
That doesn't seem fun. First of all, my back is injured, so I can't run. So I'm going to be the sacrificial lamb for everybody.
Like in Peter Pan, there's a war going on.
But Peter Pan, it's the adults versus the
Or like
kids.
in Narnia, there's a war going on.
Okay, can't we just be like, okay, you're sounding like you're farting on this ball.
Oh.
Can't we just be like, well, actually, I don't want to be like that. I was going to say the Book of Eli, but definitely not. That's apocalyptic. But anyway.
I don't know. We could spice it up.
I feel like we're going to live. I think we're going to see an apocalypse. I don't think we're necessarily going to see a war. But I think we'll live through an apocalypse.
I'd be down for an apocalypse.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of apocalyptic things.
You don't really usually get to choose. So
That's very true.
I think you're just going to have to take what you get.
I could just play the hand we're dealt, right?
Yeah.
So how was your week this week?
Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh.
So, do you remember all the times when you would come in here and complain about being in the COVID unit? And I was
Yes.
like, yeah, our job sucks. What do you want to do? Pandemic.
Oh, karma.
Yeah. Wow. How the turntables have turned. I was in the COVID ICU, ladies and gentlemen, all week. And boy, oh boy.
Wait, is this the same COVID ICU that I have been in for the past 9 months?
See, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
different now.
Oh, wow.
That was 9 months ago.
That was
and this
9
is
months ago.
here
Wow.
today in the year of our Lord. You weren't in there 2021. You were in there 2020. It's a very different place now.
Interesting. Wow. Are you still having a PPE though?
Surprisingly enough, they just switched out our N95, so it was getting scary there for a second.
Really?
But we do have PPE.
Good. How was it though?
It was a doozy.
Why was it a doozy?
It's so much shit all the time.
You're sweating your ass off?
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone's shitting all the time. That's all I did.
And everybody's dying.
Yeah. It's the death for me. That is true. It's the death.
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible. It's just like, it's the ICU on crack.
Yeah.
No one's doing a lot.
No.
But they need to be. But then when you go to do something, 6 other people are there to do something. It's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't horrible. It was just because I only had to do it for a week.
Oh, that's good.
But if I was stuck in there for 9 months, we'd be having a different conversation.
Did you like sweating and not being able to touch
My
your face?
Lord, it is so hot. And
Yeah.
all I do is start itching once the N95 is on because the new ones have like little fibers in them.
Yeah, so it feels like something's touching your lip.
Yes.
Or like a roach is crawling on your lip.
Yes. And like you can't scratch anything.
Yeah.
And then I was sweating, so then I'd come out and have pit stains because I just switched to natural deodorant, which was really working for me. I finally found one that I loved.
It don't work for you in LRICU.
I was like, I will no longer, over my life, I do not plead breast cancer anymore because I'm getting the aluminum out of my body.
Yeah.
And guess what? Had to fucking switch back.
Yeah, because it does not work when
your
you're
ass
sweating.
off in there.
Yeah, I used to win the wet t-shirt contest every day when I was in the COVID ICU because I literally would sweat from my boobs up, or actually from my torso, then my boobs. Yeah.
And as soon as anyone drops anything, I have a panic attack because my pants fit just they're just tight enough to get by.
Oh God.
But if I squat down,
Yeah.
it feels like they're about to rip in half, but I can't. I refuse to go up to the next size because I'm swimming in them.
Yeah.
And I look like when you're in 6th grade PE and you have to roll your fucking shorts. So I have to do a golfer lean forward to pick anything up, and I'm afraid I'm going to split my pants.
Definitely, because the thing is we have to wear
surgical scrubs.
hospital surgical scrubs, and every size that you get, I don't care if you get an extra large or a large, two larges are not the same. They don't fit the same.
Nope.
And there will be times I would put on, first of all, I don't wear large. Let's be very clear. I'm in the couple of X's anyway. And so they don't have no stretch in them. And I got all this dunk back here. So some days I'd be like, I'm going to split my pants. One day I did split my pants and I was like, I'm just going to keep going. Cause I'm not, if I get out of these scrubs, that means I'm putting on my regular scrubs and I'm going the fuck home.
Yeah. So. And I'm just like, it's one of those things where you're so uncomfortable, you can't help but think about how you're feeling. And then your patient starts to complain and you're like, yeah, dude, I know you can't breathe. You're cold. Your gown's open and there's shit in your ass. But guess what? My pants are about to split. I'm sweating. I feel like I'm going to pass out because I haven't eaten and I didn't really plan that. And I can't have a snack because I would have to take all this shit off. So
exactly. And
then I feel bad because I'm like, okay, you have COVID.
Yeah.
But I'm suffering here with you.
Yeah. I'm in the trenches with you, literally. Like, yes, I can breathe way better than you. I'm not on a vent, obviously, but I'm trapped with a little roach in my N95 and I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks.
So yeah, it was a great time.
Awesome. I'm so happy for you now that you get to understand exactly what I felt for the past 9 months. So yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
How was your week back? Is this your first full week back?
This is my first full week back.
Congratulations.
After having to leave after an hour and a half and crying at work and having to get a steroid shot.
Her back looked like she had full scoliosis and she came into work.
It was absolutely horrible. So yeah, this week I had a student that started this week and super tall guy and I mustered through it. I forced him to do all the lifting because I was like, hey dude, guess what? My back's out. So you're going to have to do all this stuff. It was actually okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was definitely medicated through this process. But I just, God blessed me this week to have no patients who required double assistance. So everybody was like a single. I was able to move everybody. I didn't have to twist or turn. I did have this one patient who she starts having these jerky movements or whatever, which by the way, she fell the other night. Anyway.
Oh no.
She tried to get out of bed and I'm like, why did you do that? And she hit her head, of course. I was like, God damn it. So I told her,
I think it's tardive?
I think it is. I mean, they consulted psych when I was talking to her today. She actually didn't have as many jerky movements, but I think it is that tardive, dysdiadokinesia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, so it was actually okay week. I worked this weekend, and I was just trying to get through it because I was like, crap, I don't have my student, but I'm just gonna muster up some energy. And I told this one patient, I was like, listen, okay, I'm just as bad as you. I'm probably worse. I need my own services, so we're gonna have to just work together.
My favorite is to come to Jesus with the patient.
Yeah, well, I had and she was surprisingly the heart transplant. Super young girl who just had a heart transplant. She moved amazing. But anyway, I just told her, I was like, yeah, so I have a herniated disc. So I know you're not supposed to use your hands, but we're going to work it out together.
I know you think you're in pain because they just cracked your chest and put in a brand new heart.
Pretty much. But
I hurt my back at work a couple weeks ago. So I think we're pretty
Not even at work. Well, it's been overused. It definitely came from work. The injury came from work for workers' comp purposes. However, it was exacerbated when I just bent down to do something simple. But other than that, it was a really good week. So I've been working half days for the past couple of days just because I've worked the weekend and that's how our shift works. But other than that, it's been good. So yeah, just staying medicated.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's all anyone can do.
Pretty much. Well, let's get into it. I want to talk about first COVID and just kind of get this out of the way. For those of you that don't know, we say this. I think we talk about COVID every time we have an episode.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, we try not to, but we got to be responsible. So actually, yesterday, LA County, literally LA County surpassed 1 million new cases. So they have now beat Florida and Texas for new cases in the United States.
Just LA County itself.
That's
wild.
Here's what I do want to say about COVID. Well, let me say this first. People are getting vaccines. There are still a lot of people who are not. There was a study that actually came out, which I don't know why they put it out in a study because we already knew that white people are actually getting the vaccine more than black people, which, wow, that's such a big surprise. No.
Surprise.
Oh my gosh. People, that wasn't a fart. That's Alyssa on this ball.
I cannot sit still today. I apologize.
Here's what I do want to say about COVID. I personally feel that it is so incredibly disrespectful for people to continue going to clubs, going to bars, going out to dinner, having all these parties and stuff as if we still are not in the middle of a goddamn pandemic. It is so disrespectful to the healthcare system at large, to all of our essential workers who are working their asses off and who are tired. People like me who have been in there in the very beginning who got completely burnt out after 9 months. And I'm like, fuck this. I am done. My body is now suffering from all the crap that I have had to deal with doing with COVID. And I'm not even a nurse. So I can imagine what our nurses have had to go through and our physicians. These people are tired and they are worn out, and y'all over here having weddings and fucking barbecues and birthday parties and going out to clubs and going out to comedy shows, and y'all still having comedy shows as if we are not still in the middle of a pandemic. Trust me, the people who are in the medical field, we are the ones who are tired of dealing with this shit the most because we deal with it on a daily basis. We have not had a break. And you all continue to disrespect the healthcare system at large and overcrowd our hospitals, so much so to the point where I was on vacation and we had 4 COVID units. When I came back 3 weeks later, we had now 8 COVID units. We have 8 COVID units.
Yep.
People are waiting. You have a stroke. You can't even get taken care of a simple stroke because we don't have any beds. We don't have any beds. We have 8 different units with COVID patients on them.
So then you come to the ER, you're stuck in the ER overnight waiting for a bed. You get COVID in the ER with everybody else who has COVID in the ER waiting for a bed.
It's insane. We literally had I think our numbers, we had 145 COVID patients actively in our hospital. And that number does not seem like a lot, but trust me, in a unit where you are getting patients in and out for simple stuff, like, I say simple stuff like pneumonia, diarrhea, a boil on your ass, something simple that can be taken care of. You get in a car accident, we don't have no beds for you. We don't have something traumatic happens to you where you need an ICU bed. Our COVID ICU bed, we have no ICU beds. Nope. None. We can't even go and surge.
It's like a 1-for-1, right? It's like that club, that bar you always want to go to, and you're at the door waiting, and like 2 people come out, so 2 people go. That's the fucking hospital right now.
That literally is what's going on.
And I don't think people realize that because they hear COVID numbers, and to them it's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of people getting COVID, the numbers are high. Yes, we know a lot of people are going to get it. We do understand that most people are young and healthy and can fight it off. But the issue is the more people that get it, there is a significant portion of them that will get COVID severe enough to be in the hospital.
Right.
So the more people that get it, the bigger that percentage gets.
Absolutely.
And then the hospitals cannot keep up with that. So we're overrun. We don't have the beds. We don't have the nursing staff. So then we get overwhelmed.
And then we can't care for the simple stuff.
Exactly. So I don't think people understand that.
And the thing is, I feel like we have said it multiple times, and not, obviously not just us, but, people have said it multiple times about not burdening the healthcare system. And people are just like, well, I don't care. I mean, I saw literally somebody was performing at a club, and I saw the amount of, number one, African-American people who this is affecting the most. And all of these ignorant people are sitting here with no mask on. You got all these.
Said it 90 times. Wear the fucking mask.
Seriously, my thing is, why do you need to be at a club right now? Why do you need to be in a bar right now? I have not gone to a restaurant, like to sit down in a restaurant, since last year, March.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done that at least. I would go crazy.
But because I don't, I'm paranoid, so I don't trust people already anyway.
No,
but still, it's just the fact that, but you're not doing that every day. You're not going out to dinner every day. So my thing is, I'm not saying that you can't do anything at all. But what I am saying is that for those serial, habitual people, like, stop doing that. And then you want to come and cry about, oh, pray for my loved one, they got COVID. No, I'm not wasting God's time praying for you because you made a conscious decision when you knew better. I'm tired of staying in the house. It's my constitutional right. I can go out. You're right. It's your constitutional right. And it's also your constitutional right to get COVID and die.
Yeah, I also don't think people realize the amount of asymptomatic people there are.
Right.
Truly, genuinely have COVID, are in the first phase of it, where they're extremely contagious, have no fever, have no symptoms. They might feel like they have allergies, but we're in fucking Texas and the cedar is high and the pollen is high, so you're gonna feel like shit anyway. So you're walking around, and if you have a mask, your chances of transmitting are pretty low, but they're not, and they don't feel bad. So why would they think they need to wear a mask?
Yeah. And
then you wear the mask.
And then you have people who, get it from, wherever, and they're doing everything right. And then these people, unfortunately may not have insurance or something like that. And they're thinking about the health. Like, listen, I don't want to burden. I don't want to go into the hospital. I feel like my symptoms are manageable or whatever the case may be. And, with COVID, it can go from 0 to 100 real fast. And it's just like, you're sitting here going out and having all this fun. And then even too, I saw on TikTok, this one girl was talking about how, a lot of these American influencers are going to like Jamaica and Barbados and the Bahamas and vacationing. And now I think Barbados has over like, I think they had over 200 cases and their population is only like 75,000 people or something like that. And she was talking about how, you know, you all are escaping America and coming over here, but where the fuck do we go to escape? We don't have nowhere to escape. Like, oh, we need a break from all this coronavirus stuff. But then you're going over to these countries and these islands and you're passing this stuff on to their people because you're asymptomatic. They don't have nowhere to go. They can't come to America and vacation. Like it's the disrespect for me. So we're gonna keep saying it. I don't care how much you care. You don't care about listening to it or how much you hate that we keep talking about it. But stop disrespecting nurses, doctors, PTs, OTs, speech therapists, respiratory therapists, patient care techs, pharmacists, dietitians, social workers, case managers. Stop and our EVS workers.
That's the word, EVS.
And our EVS workers. You all are so fucking disrespectful to these EVS workers that they have not had a break, and they are the real heroes through this entire COVID situation. Because if we didn't have them, we would be screwed severely. So.
And they are the funniest people in the hospital.
Oh, of course. I love all of our EVS
Comedy
workers.
on 10. Wouldn't do it without them.
Yes, I love our EVS work, especially at our hospital. But even piggybacking off of COVID, there was recently in the news, of course, with everybody getting the vaccine and some people getting the vaccine. I know that, the second shot that some people are getting has been causing people to call out of work because they've been having those flu-like symptoms, feeling like crap. But of course, it only lasts for, some people have been saying 24 hours. And then they're able to come back to work. So even at our hospital, we've been seeing an influx of staff members who have been calling out because of that once they get their second dose. But in the news recently, Charles Barkley, with his gorilla built back ass, had something to say about the vaccines and preferential treatment for stupid ass athletes. Yes, the fuck I said it. So let me play this little clip real quick.
100 million shots. Giving 1,000 to some NBA players. What about NFL? NFL, I'm just getting ready to say NFL players, hockey players. Listen, as much taxes as these players pay, let me repeat that. As much taxes as these players pay, they deserve some preferential treatment. For life and death? Yes. The amount of money you make. No, I said taxes. I didn't say the amount of money.
Yeah, first of all, Charles Barkley, shut the fuck up.
Smells Republican to me.
He is a fucking coon. Like I said, I wasn't gonna cuss a whole lot on this podcast. I'm trying not to because last week I went overboard. Anyway, Charles Barkley is one of the dumbest, most unintelligent, just fucking coons. First of all, this is why your dumb ass never won a fucking championship, you piece of shit.
There's that one.
My thing is the disrespect for you to say, I think. Get off that ball.
Sorry, I'm done.
That for you to sit here and say that because of the amount of taxes that these overpriced human beings pay, that somehow that makes them more important than essential workers to get vaccines. Even though I don't even personally believe in the vaccine and I'm not getting it yet, that still does not mean that healthcare workers, the elderly, and the immunocompromised can't, deserve to be second because these dumbass fucking athletes. First of all, who the fuck needs athletes at this point in life? Who needs the NBA and NFL? You ain't did shit for nobody. Let's be very clear. You have not
those
added
games this year.
Thank you. You got rid of a whole season because you had to, and you proved that life still goes on if we didn't have games.
You only get paid if there's fans in the seats. So why don't we get the fans vaccinated so that you can fucking have a crowd and fucking make money?
But my thing is, all these NFL players, NBA players, hockey players, professional athletes have been in bubbles.
Yeah, they can afford to be in bubbles.
You can afford to be in a bubble and sit at your house all day and do absolutely nothing and still get paid.
You could afford to go sit your ass at Disney World like you were going off to war and have your family at home where they could get their groceries delivered and their chefs come or their fucking Postmates or whatever. You'll be okay.
And you were getting coronavirus tests every single damn day while regular people in a world who've been moving and shaking in life were not even eligible to get it because they ran out of tests for the day. And you have the audacity to sit here with your gorilla built bitch ass talking about we should get some preferential treatment.
You do. Your whole life is preferential treatment.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
He is such an idiot. And that is so disrespectful to every essential worker.
Keep it
to
in
basically
the group
say
chat.
that, let's put 1,000 of these vaccines over here. Charles Barkley, do us a favor and shut the fuck up forever. Shut the fuck up forever.
There's things that stay in the
group
group
my,
chat.
that's a dumb idea to just even stay in the group chat. You're a fucking idiot. As much taxes as they pay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Also,
it's your rich tears for me. Oh, you're so rich and wealthy that you pay all these taxes. Bitch, you should. You should. Actually, you don't pay enough taxes. Let's be clear. Mr. I make over $137,000. This is why you're mad and you voted for Trump, because Joe Biden coming for your goddamn more than $400,000 a year. Piece of shit. Anyway, it's just
I didn't want to be angry this year.
I was trying not to be either, but then I saw that shit and I was like, we got to talk about it. But anyway, so yes, so people, if you want to get your vaccines, get your vaccines. If you don't. But continue to wear your mask. Even those people who are getting your vaccines again, you are not exempt from getting COVID.
How many people have gotten fucking COVID after getting the first vaccine?
I'm not sure.
Read a book. Not even a book. Read an article.
Yeah.
Just a headline.
Keep wearing your mask even though you're vaccinated.
You are not immune from, even if you get the vaccine, you're not 100%
you're not immune to
COVID.
They don't even know if you're immune to it.
But the first is just a little appetizer for your ass. A little cocktail. You got to go get the full meal. And that's in 3 weeks. So you got to keep it locked.
Pretty much. So moving on to something that we don't want to talk about, but we have to talk about. In the aftermath of the domestic terrorist attack that took place in our American history on Wednesday, January the 6th.
Those people were called by God in their country to do?
Yes, the Patriots. Yeah. I think they're from New England.
Act. Yeah,
New England. Bill Belichick. He actually declined the Medal of Freedom from Trump. He was like, no thanks, bud. I'm good.
He goes, listen, I appreciate not being dragged by media.
Yes. So he probably wanted that thing so bad. It was like, God damn it, if I do it, I have to stand in solidarity.
He sent a press secretary a text on the side. He was just like, hey, not formally, but if you can still slip it to me.
Can Biden give it to me like after the 20th, please? Thanks. So in the aftermath of everything that happened with the domestic terrorist attack, of course, there have been so many different arrests. There have been so many different things that have gone on. People have lost their jobs. The FBI is doing a bunch of investigations, which I absolutely love. It's amazing just to see these. We're sipping on white tears over here, and it's amazing. And so, unfortunately, over this previous week, as we are preparing for the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden, as well as Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Of course, security has gone above and beyond. We now have American soldiers that are actually sitting and sleeping in the halls of the Capitol. And they were talking about
they look like kitty cats.
Yeah, but I think it's sad that we actually have more American soldiers in the U.S. Capitol protecting the Capitol than we do overseas.
Oh, yeah.
And so what I think is even more sad is that these men and women sign up to for the military, not necessarily to protect the country. I would think a lot of them try to get their student loans paid off.
I gotta go to college. There's no way I can pay for that shit. I want to get away from my parents. Yeah. This is the best way to do that. I want a higher purpose. I need some structure in my life.
I need a Camaro. I want a my Dodge dad's Charger.
An asshole.
Yeah, and so my
girlfriend left me. And I'm gonna show her that I need some money. Something.
I want a pension.
It's always the Camaro, though. You're right.
Yeah, it's always a Camaro. And these men and women are now forced with the task of potentially firing their weapons on American traders, but American citizens. And I think it's like, do you even take that into consideration that these people literally took an oath to protect this country from all terrorists, both foreign and domestic, and you, law-abiding, supposed to be citizen who pays your taxes, I may now have to blow off your whole head because you're trying to come up in this Capitol.
You know how pissed I would be if I enlisted in service, my ass got sent back to
America,
watch the Capitol. It's like you finally go get a job. You're like a security guard for a big company, and your mom's like, hey, you have to stay home this weekend because your little brother's home alone and he wants to have a party. And you're like, so I have to fucking sit here at home and make sure some little ass high school kids don't get in the house when I could be making $50 an hour at work doing some big shit that I like to do.
That is the perfect analogy.
I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed too.
I'd be fucking pissed.
I was stationed in Italy and I was eating some great pizza and pasta and drinking wine.
It was rough for a while. There was a virus.
And I got to come back to DC to lay in the hallway. Do I even get a sleeping bag?
I'd be pissed.
I mean, these people are probably on watch 24/7. But unfortunately, the Capitol Police actually did arrest this Virginia man who had fake press credentials and a firearm and 500 rounds of ammo at an inauguration checkpoint, which I thought was insane. Everybody keeps talking about all over social media how there's going to be, you know, a lot of different things going on between January the 17th and January the 21st, and how African-American people, we are targets, and please be careful. You don't need to go out in the streets and all this other kind of stuff.
You shouldn't be out in the streets anyway because there's a pandemic.
Thank you.
Everyone this shouldn't be an issue because everyone should be at home on account of people are fucking dying from a disease that is highly contagious.
That you can't even see. And it's still killing your asses.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I thought it was really amazing that even this week in the news, how the guy, what's his name? The guy who had who broke into Nancy Pelosi's office and had his feet on her desk. Oh, his name is Richard Barnett. Let's call him out. Yes, Richard Barnett. He actually had a 5-hour hearing to be able to go back to his hometown to await his trial on house arrest.
Where is he from?
He probably Texas. Who knows? We're just gonna go ahead and say he's from fucking Texas. I bet it's
South
Texas.
Smells right.
Yeah, he's definitely from Texas or Arizona or some shit. It's probably
research.
Texas.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of them were from Texas, but anyway,
we really showed out. We really did.
Listen, Texas, you guys showed that you are red for a reason. Anyway, so the judge that was presiding over his case actually ordered for him to be on house arrest or whatever to await his trial. However, Jesus is real and he is working around the clock. A federal judge actually revoked that ruling and also extradited him back to Washington, D.C. and said that you will not be serving your little house arrest term at your house chilling. But what you will do is bring your ass back to D.C. and suffer in a jail. Also, too, one of his little homeboys.
He's from Gravette, Arkansas, population 3,381 people.
It's close to Texas.
But it's even worse.
So yeah, a federal judge in Washington ruled that the man who was photographed sitting with his feet up in the Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office during the insurrection at the Capitol will not be released to house arrest. So I'm so glad. Thank you, U.S. Judge Beryl Howell. Stayed on the decision by another judge to keep Barnett on house arrest in Arkansas. And he was ordered on a $5,000 bond, but they revoked that shit. So his ass is on his way back to where? Washington, D.C. Thank you, judicial system. Finally, you got something right. Anyway, even to this week, the Viking guy who has been crying about his organic diet. His mom said he's not eating because they're not feeding him organic food in prison because, you know, in prison, you just, you know, you don't have any rights and I can't believe that they would not feed him. And so,
you do get fed prison food.
That right, with maggots and everything in there, you know. Why didn't you just comply with the officers when they told you to stop? Like, you know, if you just follow the directions and just comply, they won't shoot you.
And he was from Florida.
Oh God.
That's you. That's your people.
No, I won't take responsibility for that. No, I will not take responsibility for that at all. But yeah, so he ended up, the guy who was in the Viking suit, he complained and cried, and he went on some kind of hunger strike, which I'm like, child, please. If
you're already in prison. That's a hunger. You're already on a hunger strike.
Listen, let me tell you something about a hunger strike. When I was a kid and my mom was like, you're going to eat everything on this plate. And you know what she would do? Make me sit at that damn table until I ate everything. Now, granted, it was 3:00 in the morning and I still hadn't eaten it. And she went to sleep. And guess what my ass was? Still at that goddamn table. You go on a hunger strike if you want to. So anyway, they finally.
I'm just like, you stormed a federally protected building.
No,
right?
No, you didn't storm. You were let in.
I'm sorry.
You were let in.
You were let into a building where you were not supposed to be, and you
absolutely
desecrated.
You committed
it, right?
treason. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People get pulled over for not doing anything wrong and get sent the rest to prison. People get caught with like a fucking dime bag of weed and get sent to prison. People are in the wrong place in the wrong time and get sent to prison.
Absolutely. And you want a shaman meal, so they actually granted his wish to be able to get a shaman diet.
Is he on death row?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
It's funny that you want to eat organic when you see the kind of bullshit they people eat in prison.
You're like, and I'm a vegan actually.
I'm a vegan.
That's like when you go to a wedding and the fucking vegetarian plate looks better. So you're like, I'm vegetarian.
But sometimes that crap looks disgusting. I.e. never mind. I won't say that because I still got my job. Yeah, so we've had a lot of different things that have happened in the week. And also too, this one lady, actually her name is Jenna Ryan. She is a real estate agent. Is it broker?
Dallas, Texas.
In Dallas, Texas.
Stand up.
She actually went on record asking Donald Trump to pardon her because it's ruined her business and blah, blah, blah. So let's take a listen to what Miss Jenna Ryan had to say.
Very strange experience to be arrested by the FBI. They're very professional, and it was a very strange feeling. I felt like I was doing my patriotic duties. So me personally, I do not feel a sense of shame or guilt from my heart from what I was doing. I thought I was following my president. I thought I was following what we were called to do, flying there. He asked us to fly there. He asked us to be there. So I was doing what he asked us to do. So as far as in my heart of hearts, do I feel like a criminal? No. Do I feel guilty? No. But I do feel a little wronged in this situation, because I'm like, okay, I'm a real estate agent, and this has taken my company. It's taken my business. It's I'm getting slandered all over the internet, all over the world, and all the news. I would like a pardon from the president of the United States. I think that we all deserve a pardon. I'm facing prison sentence. I think that I do not deserve that, and I think every person, from what I understand, everyone's going to be arrested that was there. So I think everyone deserves a pardon, and I would ask the president of the United States to give me a pardon.
Couple things. One, my friend Jenna, it's not slander if it's true.
But first of all, she flew a private jet to DC and then flew back. So we want to put that in there. So this is how loaded this lady is.
I mean, the idea that you would fly economy to go and fucking do something like this.
But you were like, oh, no, we got to do it in style.
Poor. I would only do it if I could fly private.
Yeah, we got to do it in style.
Okay, first I'm going to offer you a suggestion. How about for every wrongly accused person in this country, we'll swap one for one. One person who brought their ass to the Capitol, walked the fuck in, threw some papers around, spun around in a chair, took some pictures. Yep. You will take the place of someone who's been on death row, awaiting their trial, wrongly accused.
For all these years.
One for one.
Yep.
Super. I would love that.
Absolutely.
Then I would feel like you are now paying some sort of debt.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I would like for one person just to be like, yeah, fuck Biden. I just did it. So that was it. You are not patriotic. You weren't doing it for some higher calling. You fucking hate this man. And a group of y'all got together and you were like, fuck yeah, that's an awesome idea. So I would like one person to just stand up and say it.
But you know what I think is so sad and dangerous is that, okay, Miss Jenna Ryan, you are a real estate agent who obviously is a millionaire at this point to be able to afford an educated person. And for you to be supposedly highly educated and to be able to move and function in this world, to be in the tax bracket that you are in, to afford a private jet to fly you to DC, how are you so easily swayed? You literally said he told us to come and storm the Capitol. And you did no research to say, hey, is storming the Capitol treason?
Hey, Siri. Look, Siri. I'll do it right now for you. Hey, Siri, is breaking into the Capitol illegal?
Okay, I found this on the web for is breaking into the Capitol illegal. Check it out.
She said yes.
Yeah, Siri said yes.
Will say yes.
And how many seconds did that take you to do?
Literally 6.
Yeah. So before you plan your trip, you should have checked with Google, Amazon Echo, or Siri.
A close personal friend.
A virtual assistant to say, hey, it's coming to the Capitol and breaking into it illegal? Because wasn't the Capitol was closed to the public, supposed to be, first of all, during this situation and during this time, but also to the fact that people were taking on tours. And I mean, all this other stuff has come out. All these videos have come out of, Capitol Police pretty much just letting the people walk right on past them and just like, all right, y'all, come on in an orderly fashion. Like, come on, sit down and have some tea.
They probably were like, this is not my fight.
Listen, I would have did the same thing. If God forbid, remember the episode on Grey's Anatomy where the guy who lost I think it was his wife, who came in and she died, and he came in to kill everybody else and he shot Derek. And when Bailey said, he said, are you a doctor? And Bailey said, I'm a nurse. And he was like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna let you live.
Carry on.
Let me tell you how quickly I would have threw away that PT badge.
I'm like, therapy. Those motherfuckers who come in and mess up the lines.
Who the fuck wants to be a PT? I would snatch off my green shirt and put on the damn patient gown. Let me tell you how quickly I would have folded. But the fact that these people are so brainwashed and you're like, this election was stolen. And you know what was even scarier? Even going back to work today, I had a conversation with one of the nurses in the ICU, and she was talking about one of our other nurse colleagues and how she was talking about Trump. And she was like, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that Trump can be president. And I'm like, you take care of people every single day at their most vulnerable moment. And you can study all these years to become a nurse, and you're a nurse practitioner now. Like, you literally went back to school to be a nurse practitioner. You mean to tell me that all of this stuff that this man has done and said, all the lies that he's told, you're still on the bloodstained banner? Like, there's still a chance. Like, how many people have you killed? How many people they had nurses. Actually, there was an occupational therapist that actually got arrested. Dang it, I wish I could have brought up the article.
You don't have proof.
No, I did. She was an occupational therapist, and she took a picture in the Capitol, and they arrested her. And I'm like, ma'am.
These are like professionally educated people. And I hate using white ignorance as a cop-out because I feel like it's always deeper than that. But I feel like white people at large generally are like, well, I mean, like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
I'll pay some money. What are they going to do? Send me to jail?
Yeah, like apparently everybody's going to be arrested. Ma'am, you got arrested by the FBI.
Did you hear what she said? The FBI were very professional.
They're very professional.
It's because you're white. It is because you are a loaded white woman from Dallas, Texas. But like, this is not normal. The FBI storms your shit. They grab you in the middle of the fucking night. They don't tell you why they're taking you.
I mean, it's insane that she's just like, from what I understand, everyone's going to be arrested. And I mean, this is like ruined my life. It's taken away my business. Ma'am, you just committed treason. I felt like I was doing my patriotic duty. Stop using the word patriot.
I just feel like if this was flipped, that people would have just
these animals,
brutally crucified these people.
How dare these black people? See, this is why you need to send these black people back to Africa, because they are so violent.
Oh, do you remember Tommy Lauren? She was like, you know,
oh my God, these were people from Antifa. I'm sorry. If I were a part of Antifa, I can guarantee you I would not waste a dime buying anything Trump. You know what it would look like? You know Mr. Brown from Madea and Tyler Perry? Mm-hmm. You know how he always writes with a permanent marker on his shirt? That's how my Trump shirt would have looked if I was a part of Antifa trying to infiltrate Trump supporters.
Getting these coins.
Yeah, I'm not going to Best. I'm not even going to Amazon and returning that shit. You will not get any of these coins if I was a part of Antifa, even though Antifa is not real. But neither here nor there. It is an idea. It is not an actual group, but whatever. We're just saying Americans.
I just want to I want to be in the years when politics was just that thing that some people talked about if they were really into it. No one else really cared until it was like tax time or re-election.
Very true. Well, here's the thing too. I think, I think with the inauguration coming up in a couple of days, it's on Wednesday, right? The 20th?
Oh yeah. You
Wednesday?
mean the end of society as we know it?
The apocalypse. It's definitely going to be the apocalypse. Here's my thing. Joe Biden, you've been in politics for a very long time. And I know that you've been waiting for this all your life, and to be able to have all the glitz and glamour. J-Lo and Lady Gaga is going to be performing. What's her name? Demi Lovato is going to be singing the national anthem and all this amazing stuff.
Yes, I did hear that.
It's the same thing I said. I was like, why can't you get Beyonce or Jasmine Sullivan? Anyway, so
Beyonce performed for one man and one man.
She did. Only. And people were like, oh, she lip sync. I'm like, she's Beyonce. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
She could literally go up there and sing happy birthday. And
everybody lip syncs anyway. Look at Milli Vanilli. Anyway, Milli Vanilli. Sorry. Anyway, but my thing is this. If you know all of these things are happening, right? I just personally, as a law-abiding citizen, and as a
law-abiding citizen,
I know, right? And as a taxpayer, Joe Biden and Kamala, I just think you need to do the inauguration on Zoom. I'll attend. I mean, I'll have it on my phone, but I don't think we need to have all the pomp and circumstance and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm not saying you're doing it because, not to do it because you're afraid, but I mean, these people are weird and they're really crazy. And you're going to have a lot of American blood on the step. We're in the middle of a pandemic too, so we really shouldn't be doing it anyway.
Which, it's kind of like celebrating your 21st birthday during the pandemic. Right. I'm sure that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But you were going to get too drunk to remember it anyway.
Yeah.
So just stay at home, drink at home with 5 of your closest friends that you've already been in contact with. Keep your bubble small. It should have been a small thing.
But you know what I think this is? I think the inauguration feels like, you know how when in college you were getting an apartment, right? And then the people before you trashed the place, and then you're standing there with your U-Haul waiting to move in,
and then no one cleaned it up.
And then the company now has to rush to try to get somebody to clean it, and you're just walking into a shit show, and you're just like, I just want to move my stuff in, and my stuff is still in the U-Haul, and the U-Haul got to be taken back. That's literally what I feel like this transference of power is.
That's a very good analogy.
Biden is just waiting outside, like, okay, can I put my coffee tables in at least? Because the guy's got to go. And it's just like, even Trump saying that he's not going to go to the inauguration, which is totally fine. He's an idiot anyway. But I don't think it needs to be all that pomp and circumstance, how when the transition of power from Obama to Trump happened and they did all the handshakes and all the pictures. We don't need to do that. Just do the pictures already in the White House. You're fine. Trump already got impeached again. He's the only president in the history of these United States who have been impeached twice within one term. Idiot. So he can't pardon anybody at this point. He can't even pardon himself or his children. When is the Senate gonna go and confirm this? Like, because the House already did it, but I need the Senate to go ahead and confirm it.
Considering I'm such a politically savvy person who sits and researched this, I can tell you with confidence that they will be going on the
probably the 22nd,
20th of
22nd or 21st, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I just think they need to cancel the inauguration. Like, they still need to have it, but have it inside the White House where it's very protected. Transfer all that stuff over and just call it a day. Do his little debrief and let him go by his business. He's already a disgrace. He's been banned from Pinterest and YouTube. Just let it go.
He can't even pin.
He can't pin anything. And YouTube banned him this week too. But I just fear for the police officers in the city of, DC. I fear for...
Just shut that shit down. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Like, you're talking about press passes and all this other kind of stuff. And then you've seen all these Proud Boys who are infiltrating. I even saw this one video of this photographer who was an approved photographer. He literally had his hand on this column and he moved his hand down to do the symbol of white power. And I'm just like, they're everywhere. It's just, these American terrorists are just like the Taliban. You cut off the head, another one's going to grow back. That's literally what they are. The Taliban is probably looking at us like, wow, I guess we're cool now. Yeah, I guess we're allies because we ain't doing nothing. ISIS is like,
that
what?
shit's really fucked up.
ISIS is looking at us like, you know what? I feel sorry for them. We're not even going to go over there and bomb them. We feel sorry. We pity you. We pity you at this point. But it's yeah. I just don't think they need to have it.
Read or watched all this conspiracy shit about 9/11 and how the people they blamed for crashing into the Twin Towers were dead like weeks before.
Yeah.
And all that shit.
What was the government?
I just you can't trust anyone. And everyone's so politically divided right now. But I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, they're all on the same team.
Yeah. The team of white
power.
That's it.
Money.
Yeah. That's why that's why the government killed Martin Luther King. That's documented. But nobody talks about that. People are, he was assassinated. No. He was not assassinated. The U.S. government killed and murdered Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay. My bad.
That's documented. That's public record. You can Google that shit. Okay. They killed that man. So if they could kill one person back in 1968.
But we can't,
but you can't protect
100 people from fucking getting into the
Listen, know what I have loved looking at this week on social media is what's more secure than the Capitol? They're like prescription bottles. Wine bottles. A Capri Sun.
Fuck.
Fruit snacks.
Those fucking outlets the things you put into the outlets so the babies can't get out. Those things are hard to get out. You can't even
get those off as an adult.
You cannot get those out.
It's insane. But it has been insane. Y'all just be careful out there. I don't know what's going on. I don't have a foresight to know about it. I don't have a spirit of discernment about it, that things are going to get rough. All I know is I got 2,000 rounds. That's all I'm saying.
You have a cop out. You can stay home because I don't know if you heard this before. There's a fucking pandemic. So it's not even like, oh, the world's crazy right now. Let me keep it inside. There is a whole ass virus going around that could potentially kill you and your loved ones. So you just stay your ass inside.
But you know what's even more crazy is that these people are like, how are they finding me? I took off my Facebook and my LinkedIn.
These people, dude.
You were there without a mask. First of all, clearly you're not a part of the KKK because this is, again, like we said last week.
They wore hoods for a reason.
They wore hoods for a reason. And y'all out here, I'm protecting my constitutional rights. I don't have to put on a mask. Yeah, and now the FBI found you real easy. Facial recognition.
It's the fucking FBI.
It's not the county sheriff.
It's not like the PTA.
It's not the constable.
That's fucking people go to college and then grad school and then go to the FBI for a long time and learn how to fucking find your ass.
It's the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I'm also sure that many of your quote unquote friends, colleagues, and neighbors sent your shit directly to the FBI website.
These people, children, have been turned into men. Like, that's my mom. Oh, you know what? I used to work with that girl.
Started a fucking revolution. I'll tell you right now.
I think it's the most hilarious thing in the entire world. And I'm just like, y'all are so stupid. The KKK wore hoods for a reason. And you over here, And here's what I do want to happen, or here's what I don't want to happen. If all of y'all terrorists who were invited into the Capitol for tea and crumpets, if you get COVID, you should not be allowed to go to a hospital.
I don't stand by that. That gives me weird karma. But
I'm just saying.
I think we should put you in the shittiest rooms.
You shouldn't even be allowed a room at all. You should be waiting in the ER in the hallway. You don't deserve a bed because you went out there willfully ignorant and acting a fool. I'm not saying I want you to die. I'm not wishing death on you. I'm just saying you shouldn't be able to go to the hospital. That's all I'm saying.
Wishing a little difficulty breathing.
I don't stand
Some
by
shitty
that.
hospital food. We do not have vegan options.
Actually, yeah.
Do we have vegan options?
I
don't
we do.
think I've had a patient that was vegan.
I think we do. Yeah. We do have vegan options. Yeah, we do. It's just like
It sure as shit isn't
water.
the powdered eggs.
It's just water. Water and potatoes. That's it. So yeah, also, so let's get into some fun stuff. Let's
Fun stuff.
let's be done with
Let's talk about something fun. Okay, no, I have a bone to pick. I'm
geez,
pissed that Michael B.
okay.
Jordan came out about Lori Harvey. He could have kept her hidden
Yo.
away. He could have never let us know, which he's done with many girls of the past. I've had to do insane amounts of Instagram, internet, Facebook stalking to figure out who he's dating.
She better not break his heart because people gonna come for her neck.
The internet will crucify her.
Listen, Michael
he
B.
is
Jordan-
like, especially after Chadwick Boseman died, like he
Yeah.
is the pinnacle of Black Hollywood right now.
Exactly. Yeah. I think so it's cuffing season right now, right? And so maybe he's just looking for a quick fuck because
There's
Lori,
no way.
But my thing is, Lori seems to be like, I'm not trying to call her a hoe, but you seem very you seem
Future, Diddy, Sean,
You've been with a lot of
and
people.
Justin,
You've
Trey
been-
Songz, Lewis Hamilton.
linked. She's been linked to a lot of people. I'm not saying she's necessarily slept with them, but you being real hoish out here, Lori. Like every 3 months you getting rid of them, and people
I
are
don't
like,
blame you
"Be
either.
like
You're
her-
hot
be
as
like
shit,
her."
Lori Harvey, and these men are rich.
She's
I would
a beautiful
do it too.
girl, but protect your vagina, girl. Don't let them stretch you out like that. Come on now.
Future was a stretch for me personally, but I get it.
I think maybe she's trying to, since she dated Future and it didn't work out, maybe she's thinking,
She's gotta
I'm
go back the
Sierra.
other, you know.
So Michael B. Jordan is my Russell Wilson. No.
I don't know, man. They look real fucking happy, which good for them. But god damn it.
I mean, it's new dick and new vagina. So
sad.
it's just happening. I mean, maybe they're just both happy.
They're
and,
just
you know.
here's the thing. It would have been one thing for the Shade Room to come out about it. I get it, whatever.
Yeah.
But the fucking pet names and him posting her and her posting it is too much.
Wait, pet names? What pet names?
Yes, he calls her Turtle. She calls him Nugget. Are you fucking kidding me? I have to see it all. It's I feel like I'm.
Turtle and Nugget?
I
That's a
don't-
quick fuck. Oh, they having fun just fucking. That's all that is.
Oh, but those names. There's no way.
No. They just
no.
he busting it down for the nice winter time, and in the summer he gonna be with somebody else.
It's
Trust
just
me.
when private jets and yachts get involved. I don't know.
I don't think they should. No, that's a quick fuck. That's all that is. They just having fun. That ain't gonna turn into no wedding. Because I'm telling you, she break his heart. These women are gonna come and kill her.
Yeah, so now she has to be with him forever until he breaks up with her.
No. They just gonna be like, it didn't work out, and she's gonna be on to the next person.
Because if she breaks up with him and the internet finds out about it, she's done for at least 9 months. That's a long time in Hodom.
Now they'll be like, oh, girl power, but
No way.
well, yeah, you're
They'll be
right.
like, you
They
took
gonna
another
come
one
for
of
her.
our good ones and broke his
That's
heart
very
and you're
true.
so fucked up and da 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 da.
It's almost like she's like Chloe. Remember how Chloe was just dating all these different people back and forth, and it was just like, God damn, girl, slow down. Slow down your vagina. Like, just slow down. I mean, I'm not saying you know, having sex with these people, but it kind of looks like it.
I'm not calling you a whore. I'm just saying the evidence is whorish.
Yeah, your activities are very hoish.
I'm just like, girl, you can do whatever you want and sleep with whoever you want. I fucking get it, but this man is God's gift to fucking earth. So please
Also,
do
too,
not
we're in a
fuck it up.
pandemic.
Hey.
We're in a pandemic. We are in a pandemic.
Wash your mouth out.
And I'm quite sure he's filming movies right now. And you
It's
keep
just
going
not
out.
safe. It's just not
It's
safe.
not safe to be in a
Lori.
relationship with Lori Harvey right now.
I think she caught a case. Remember when she did the hit and run? I don't know.
Thank you.
I
She's
don't
a
know about all
criminal.
that.
She's a fucking criminal, Michael B. Jordan. What do you see in this girl? She's a beautiful girl, has a beautiful body, but she's a criminal. You don't need to be with her. I'm not saying you need to be with me, but I'm just saying she's a criminal.
In the grand scheme of things.
She did a hit and run. That's so low down. Like, I mean, if she would have murdered somebody, I would have a little bit more respect
She
for her.
did
But
have
she
the
hit and
common
ran.
sense when someone was trying to steal her car. Remember, she walked away because she had the keys.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't go. That was smart. That was a smart move on her
Yeah,
part.
because she came back and hit and ran somebody.
She's a crafty bitch. I'll give her
Yeah,
that.
she's a criminal.
Well, she's literally been with
Everybody.
A-list, like A-list after
And she don't do
A-list.
nothing.
She's only famous because she's Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, and she quote unquote models.
Remember,
like,
remember that was like Tiana Taylor for many years.
Super
Everybody
Sweet
was like,
16.
what the fuck does Tiana Taylor?
That bitch with the skate birthday on Super Sweet 16. Who the fuck is this?
You just kept saying, what do you do? Do you sing, clap, dance, jump? What the fuck do you do? And then all of a sudden she came out, oh, couples goals. She delivered a baby and cut off the umbilical cord with some Beats by Dre. Like, what the fuck? Now it's like, oh, relationship goals. Is that what Lori's trying to go with
I
this?
think she might be. Because right now she's just a pretty girl who came out of the right vagina.
I guess.
Which is more than I can say for myself.
We're in the wrong profession.
I just came out of the wrong vagina.
PT and OT fucking sucks. That's all I'm saying. We're in the wrong profession.
A quote unquote model.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some things that we need to watch. Have you heard that the movie American Skin actually came out on Amazon Prime with Nate Parker?
No, I'm not the biggest Amazon Primer.
That's disrespectful.
Well, I'm a big Primer, but just not a Prime Videoer.
Oh, well, actually, the movie American Skin actually came out, and it's gotten really good reviews thus far. I haven't watched it. I need to watch it. A war veteran, basically. It's about the fact that he's a black man. A traffic stop went wrong. Him and his son were in the car. They were stopped at by police officers, and a white police officer shot and killed his son. And so again, he's a war veteran, and he's seeking justice. So he basically, goes on this tyrant of the police officer and the police station that the police officer belongs to. He basically takes all these police officers hostage, and then they have like this kind of, go at it of, this is why black people don't trust y'all. You white people are racist, blah, blah, blah. And they have kind of like this dialogue. So I'm really anxious to see it, but I've heard a lot of good reviews on it.
I would like to see how one person takes a police station hostage.
Well, it was him and a bunch of other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a bunch of black men that were like his friends and family and all that kind of stuff that were just tired of the police brutality, and they stormed over. And actually even kind of segueing from that, not segueing from it.
Did you see Queen and Slim?
No, I didn't. Because I already kind of figured what it was going to be about. I was like, they're going to die in the end.
Yeah, but it's how they get there.
Oh, well.
And what happens.
Yeah, I want to see it.
It is really good. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Anything with Lena Waithe, I'll watch.
Oh, well, Lena Waithe is amazing.
Or she produces. She's not
I absolutely love her. But yeah, she actually the Attorney General, the New York Attorney General actually is suing the NYPD for their role in police brutality, specifically dealing with the Black Lives Matter protesters.
You mean how they ran over people with their cars?
Well, because they weren't
protesting.
They didn't say that they were patriots. If they would have said, "Hey, I'm a patriot," then they wouldn't have they would have been let into the Capitol. You mean not
all of the police officers doing this were white women?
No. It was actually the National Guard. They were there too. Yeah, so that was you have to. It's almost like Uno. You have to say Uno. I'm a patriot, and then they won't kill you. So that's the key word. So remember, when you're storming anything, people that are listening to the sound of my voice, you have to call Uno. And your Uno card is, I'm a patriot.
But it only works for the first couple, so you really got to do it fast.
Yeah, you got to be one of the first ones.
After that, it kind of runs out.
Then they going to make your ass draw for a bitch. Draw for spirits, because now you did. So that was one of the movies that came out. Also, too, Regina King, she directed a movie called One Night in Miami. And I should be in that movie.
One Night in Miami.
Do you even know what One Night in Miami is?
No.
I
love Miami.
It's absolutely a movie about the night. It's fictional, about a conversation that happened one night in Miami, specifically on February 25th, 1964, it takes place on that. Very true. It takes place with Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Malcolm X, and they basically discuss the responsibility of like being successful black men during the civil rights movement. It's gotten a lot. They have a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
Yes, Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if I want to watch that tonight because I'm getting ready to go to work with white people, so I might not want to do it.
You work with white people?
Yeah.
Wild.
That's a lot.
I see everyone black.
Really? You're colorblind?
I only see color,
Yes, me too. Yeah. I definitely have to wear special glasses for that. Yeah.
No, but there was a TikTok about being colorblind, and it's like this spotted background, and you're supposed to be able to see shapes, and I couldn't see any of them, so now I am concerned that I'm colorblind.
Wait, did you have your glasses on or off?
I had my glasses on.
Ooh.
And I couldn't see half the shapes. And I was like, am I blind or am I colorblind?
You may want to go to your ophthalmologist.
I know. Surely someone would have told me by now I was colorblind, right?
How often do you get your eyes checked?
Often enough, when I run out of contacts or glasses.
Well, see, they don't necessarily do the colorblind test at your annual, though. That's the sad part. Because I just got my eyes checked because remember I couldn't put my contacts in. Anyway, neither here nor there. It's a sensitive subject. I don't want to talk about it.
Like, have I been seeing the wrong things all this time? No.
Well, they haven't done your test, so maybe you are colorblind. Well, you clearly see that I have on. What color is my sweatshirt
Green?
here. Get out of my house. Definitely not correct. All right, so what other things are going on? Let's go over to the rehab corner. Let's have a little
Walk it on over to the rehab corner.
Let me see you wow. Let me see you wow. Get your ass in that corner. All right, so what's going on in the rehab corner today? What are we talking about?
Let me tell you something. We do a lot of things at this job that we, in any other circumstance, 100% would not fucking do.
Very true.
And a lot of it is about, well, no, I wouldn't necessarily sit with someone and talk about how they're feeling or their issues because I don't give a shit. But at work, you kind of have to. Like when someone breaks down during therapy, you can't be like, all right,
suck it up, Miss Johnson.
I'm on the clock. You have to be like, oh, you're doing so well.
Yeah.
Tell me what the problem is. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Okay. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other thing is bodily functions. I don't fucking do well with that shit outside of work, but I'm being paid to do it. I have to do it. When you're in a room, you have this air about you that's like, I'm a therapist. I'm in charge. I can handle and tackle everything. Even if it's embarrassing for you, it's not for me. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
Which is fucking false. Like if someone shits on you, it's fucking weird.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. But I have to be like, oh, this is.
But you learn how to turn it off.
This happens all the time.
Yeah. Because the patient's in a vulnerable situation, and you're like, you know what? If the tables were turned, I would want you to clean my shit.
Exactly. Like you don't have a choice. Like it's you and me in here. You just shit yourself. I gotta clean. I'm not gonna fucking leave you in your shit. It's
Absolutely.
fucking rude.
Yeah.
Which I get it. It's my job. It's what I picked. Whatever. But this fucking COVID unit.
Oh yeah. You mean the one that I was on for 9 months?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Shits
massively.
Yeah. And I don't know what the fuck they're eating, but it's fucking gross. And everyone has wounds and shit.
Everybody's on tube feeds, and that's part of the problem. So it comes right back out.
I'm telling you right now, I can deal with, I used to be bad at throw up, but I can deal with shit. I can deal with throw up. I can literally, phlegm, like from trachs and shit used to be a thing for me, but I'm getting better at it.
Right.
I can deal with weird hospital shit, but fucking wounds.
Yeah.
There is something about necrotic flesh. New flesh, skinned flesh, like
it has a different smell.
It has a different smell, like I can't fucking deal with that.
It almost smells like unseasoned barbecue. I just made her gag.
Please shut the fuck up.
Because it's so accurate.
When I was a student in the ICU, I wasn't even a student. I was working there. I was getting paid to be there. There's me, one of the PTs, and their student.
Yeah.
We were turning a patient. Wound care came in and had to look at their wound. What the wound nurse was talking about and saying as I was looking at the wound made me so nauseous I had to leave the room. I felt like I was gonna faint.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's how bad it is. All that to say, you're trying to motivate these patients. They're all down in the dumps. They're stuck in this unit. They've been there for months.
Yeah.
It sucks. So you're trying to be nice and happy and upbeat. This fucking man, dude. God damn it. Every time we go in there, he's like, I'm soiled. I'm like, God, we fucking know it. We know it. So he's soiled. We get him chair mode. We're like, hey, this is what we're going to do. You're going to stand up. Alyssa's the OT. God damn it. So I'm going to clean you up. We'll start walking.
Right.
He stands up. I start cleaning him up. And he has a wound.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to be, very careful because I know that shit does hurt.
Yeah. He has specifically a sacral wound.
He has a sacral. He has a wound on his booty.
Yeah.
From laying in the bed.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to clean it. First of all, my favorite is when they have the methyl X on the back and it's full of shit. It's just like piled full of shit.
It keeps the turds in there.
There, in the wound.
Yeah.
So just like,
it's
I have to peel this huge sticker off your ass.
Yeah, the bandage. Mm-hmm.
Then I'm trying to clean up your ass and make sure that there's no shit in your wound. Because I'm not trying to be responsible for that.
Yeah, because then you're going to go septic and die.
Yeah, right. And I've had too many calls in this month, so we'll talk about that later. And as I'm wiping him up, he says, well, I need you to watch out. I have gas.
Oh, no.
And all that flashes in my head is the conversation I had with Monica Fleming, who said, it's never gas.
It's never a fart. Don't ever trust farts in the hospital. It's always shit. It's always shit.
So immediately, shit just starts coming out of his ass.
Oh no.
And at this point, there's nothing on the bed to where he can sit down. And I know if we sit down and stand up, it's going to be even worse because it's just going to pool everywhere. So I'm like, I said, listen, it's fine. Keep going. I'm going to catch it.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just
I've definitely been there.
Me standing fucking just like face to ass with him.
Yeah.
With a pad, just catching all of the shit falling from his ass.
Yep. Because he thinks it's a fart.
Because he thinks it's a fart. And it's just, you could hear a fucking... No, you could hear a fucking pin drop in that room. It was so quiet.
Well, he's just farting.
Everyone just looking around like they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Meanwhile, you're holding shit in your hand.
I'm holding his shit in my hands. And I had to wait until he was finished. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding? Like, this is my job.
Remember I got shit on by a patient, like projectile shit. The last day I was in COVID, got all of my scrubs and the nurse had to help me undress because it was everywhere. So this topic here segues into our second topic in Rehab Corner. When to quit your goddamn job.
Yeah.
Like you go to school, like we went to school for, you have a master's, I have a doctorate. I didn't know I was going to be like have a doctorate degree in wiping ass.
Yeah.
Like that's not why I went to school.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously have to do it because nobody wants to be left in crap. And, I wouldn't want to be left in shit. I wouldn't want my family members to be left in shit.
Wiping yourself is a whole ass ADL. I have got to do it.
Listen.
That is my job.
With my back messed up the way it is, I had to learn how to wipe my butt with my left hand. It is difficult sometimes to get back there, depending on how fat you are and how much booty you got.
We'll get you a bottom, buddy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm good now, but, sometimes you just need a bidet and call it a... Now I see why Asians use bidets all the time.
Well, that was like, y'all, the other day I was working with the patient. While I was working with her, she coded. It was not my fault. It really felt like my fault. It was not. I have the hospitalist notes to prove it was not.
Yeah.
But it was just a very traumatic thing. And afterward, I was like, I effectively killed this lady doing my job. I don't even know how. She was fine the whole time, and then she wasn't. And it fucking sucks.
It's a psychological torture because you literally feel like you killed that patient.
Yeah, because like, were they doing like... Obviously, you're in the ICU, so you're not 100. And movement is good for you.
Yeah.
And then there's the risk that when you move, something will happen. It just happened to be when we were moving, something happened. But it fucking sucks. You're like, if I had not gone in there, this lady wouldn't be in the situation she's in. You feel really bad. I thought she had died. She did not. Monty ended up.
And then you called me crying, and I felt so bad because I was like, "Is this your first one?" Because I remember the very first patient and he actually died after I saw him. Like he coded and died.
But usually what happens is you go to work with a patient. Yeah. Something happens, or not something major happens, but they don't look good.
Yeah.
So you in the session, you get them back, and then later that day they code. Right.
So then you're like, that's definitely not my fault.
Yeah. Most patients have the decency to wait until you leave the room to fucking code.
You have the decency to wait to die until after I get out of here.
This was the first time that I was still in the room, and this bitch was like, I cannot do it. And it scared the shit out of me because I was just like, first of all, I hate being in codes because I always feel like I'm the one person without a job. Yeah. And you can't just pick up a job.
Because everybody keeps saying, what happened? What did you do? What did you do? And it's like, I was getting them back to the bed, and then
it's always
went asystole. We were going to the chair, and their eyes rolled in the back of their head. They started grunting, and they went asystole, and their heart rate went to the 20.
Yeah, and that's what it sounds like in my head, but coming out of my mouth, it's I don't know. We just
and they're like, God damn it, PT.
They're like, get out of the room. Like, fuck.
This is why we don't let you touch patients.
They're all like starting compressions, getting the board. I'm like moving the tray table out of the way and moving the fan that was in her room because I don't know what to do, and they all have jobs, and people are yelling things out, but I don't know what they are, so I can't go get them for them. So yeah, I'm like crying at work because I'm like, I killed this lady and it's all my fault. And I was like, fuck. So then I was off and I called Monty and I was like, will you please check on the patient in whatever room? And I said the wrong room.
Yeah, you did. And I was like, no, the lady died.
I was like,
and then Alyssa was like, oh my God, she really died. And I was like, yeah, she died. Like when I came in, the blue light was already on outside her door.
Yo, this lady had so much to live for. She just got her hip replaced. Like, fuck. Like, oh, I hate my life.
And then I saw another patient, and then she happened to say the name, and I was like, no, I saw her today. She was like, you just told me she died. And I was like, no, the patient who was in this particular room, they must have switched her rooms because this lady was alive and well, and I got her to the edge of the bed, and she did perfectly fine.
Yeah. So all that to say, This job is not what you think it would be.
No,
and
it's
I've
not.
only done it for a year, and I feel like this, so I can't imagine doing it as long as you have.
Yeah, it definitely is psychological torture at some points, but then you realize in your head, like the other day, the same day that we thought your patient died, that she didn't, there was a code blue, and my student was there to see it, and I was like, oh, let's run over to the code blue so you can exactly see what happens, because Grey's Anatomy and ER and all these other shows, Chicago Med, they show you how these codes work. And it's nothing like you see it on TV.
They have like 2 people in there. One's pushing drugs. One's doing compressions. Fuck that.
No, you
in
have
the hospital,
20 people.
A whole group of 20 people have to respond to that code.
Absolutely.
They're all asking for different shit. And it's so long. Like that is the one thing I didn't realize when I was a student seeing my first. No, I feel like when I was a student, I saw a code, but we left, right? Because it takes forever.
It takes forever.
So my first code, sitting there and watching it, you're watching them trying to get this person back to life for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, dude.
And they literally switched out doing compressions. It was like 4 different people that switched out doing compressions. And so this guy, he was literally in the chair, and he was on my list that day to be seen. Thank God I didn't touch him at all. And
how convenient for you that you didn't see him.
Well, I mean, I coded somebody right before I went to vacation, and thank God he was alive, but his mom was sitting right outside the door. But anyway, so the patient coded, and they were they were humping on him. You had one physician who was in the front trying to intubate him, but couldn't get a tube in. Then there was the other physician that was at the foot of the bed trying to put in a femoral art line, to try to establish some type of line or whatever. Anywho, and so I told I was telling my student, well, this is what happens. This is the person. You have pharmacists here. You have 2 respiratory therapists. They can switch out. You have, you have to tell the person when you're getting ready to stop compressions or you get tired, you got to tell them so you can switch out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's nothing like in the movies. And so they were literally humping on this man for like 30 minutes and he did not make it. And so I told my student, I was like, well, do you want to see a dead body? Have you ever seen one before? And he was like, no. And I was like, all right, let's go ahead and see a dead body. 'Cause this is the time where you're going to see it.
But that's the even worser part is when they stop working on them.
Yeah, because they don't get them back and you push all the drugs that you can.
Because you're just like, so everyone's just gonna stop. Like you just leave them there, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you just look at all the telly shit, and it's just flat lines. Yeah. Oh, I hate it.
And then the family comes in, and everybody's crying, and you're just like, all right, let me go see my other patient for the day because I'm ready to get the fuck out of this place.
Let me keep it pushing because I got productivity to keep up. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It's the
see a lot of death.
trauma.
I was telling, I had gotten moved to inpatient rehab for a while this year. And we had someone code in inpatient rehab, which doesn't usually happen because you're in the hospital, you're doing well, but not well enough to go home. You get moved down to inpatient rehab, you're stable. Yeah. And I was telling the therapist who had just worked with that patient, because she was pretty emotional, which I would be too if you have someone who's just like up, moving and grooving and then codes.
And especially when they die. It makes it worse when they actually die. They don't get them back.
Because she was saying, oh, like, I'm sure you're used to it because you're in the ICU. And I was like, no, this is not natural. Like, just when I see someone die in the ICU, they're not doing well. You're hooked up to all this shit. Yeah. You're, they're just trying to keep you stable. You're not doing well. So like when you see someone die on this floor, it's so different because they are doing well. And that's even more fucked up.
Exactly. Because they're not supposed to have, that it's very abnormal for a patient in, inpatient rehab to code because again, they were stable enough to leave the hospital. They, even though they're still on the hospital grounds because your particular facility happens to have an inpatient rehab, the reality is that they were medically stable enough to be discharged to be able to handle
3 hours
of therapy per day, still under the auspices of and care of nurses and doctors, but they're still safe enough to go to that level. And when they code, it's definitely something that's very traumatic. And 2, if you've never seen it before, we as humans, I think we process things very different. Even people who are in the military who have to see their person in their brigade. Is that a brigade?
Their team members.
Thank you. That was a really old word.
Leaders.
Yeah. People in their company. Their company.
Oh yeah, their company.
People in their company, like they die and stuff like that. Yeah. I know when Lieutenant Dan and Bubba was going through it.
I know personally when I watched Forrest Gump, it was hard.
That was hard, and to see them suffer and them, and then Bubba died. That's tough. And then you got to go back to his family and like, yeah, I saw this man get blown up to bits and I couldn't do nothing about it, but you have to shut that shit off. And the same thing is for, medical professionals, even for the nurses. The nurse would literally, the patient was in the chair and she was like, all of a sudden she checked on him. She went to go check on her other patient, came right back literally in the ICU is the blink of an eye. And she was like, all of a sudden he was in the chair. He was just kind of like slumped down and she was like, oh, Mr. So-and-so. She thought maybe he took a nap. Yeah, he took an eternal sleep and they had to drag his ass back to the bed. The man had just had surgery the day before. and coded and died.
See, that's why I wasn't ready for this kind of emotional way,
Yeah.
because I was like, we see people very close to death all the time,
Yeah.
dying all the
Right.
time, and dead all the time.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh, that sucks. Great guy. Saw
Like,
him once.
dang,
That
man.
really is not fun.
Or even some patients who die, you're just like, yeah, they needed to die.
Or like, yeah,
were
they looked
suffering.
like it. We saw
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? And you keep it pushing. But like, when I felt like someone died at my hands,
Yeah.
that shit was awful.
Yeah. It's because you literally, you feel like it was your fault. Like, had you not worked with them, would they still be alive? Would that not have happened? And it's like, it's actually better that it does happen with you, because at least you're able to catch it,
Yeah.
versus if, you know, in the middle of the night or the nurse is not there or something like that. So, you know, it's working in the ICU can be pretty traumatic. And then even too, sometimes you wonder, is this job even worth it? Like, should we just fucking quit our
Dude,
jobs?
my body. I think about that all the time. Like, what will this do to my body?
You see what it's doing to my body
These
right
people
now?
are like 600 pounds, and you got to get them up.
You do. Because if you don't move them, they'll die.
Yeah.
If you move them, they'll die. And if you don't move them, they'll die. So you might as well just get
It's
them
a
up.
very thin line we walk.
Very much true. I mean, I've been reevaluating my career. I've been blessed enough to be able to go back to school and have multiple degrees. And I went back recently, almost 3 years ago. Actually, June of this year will be 3 years. And I went back to get my MBA. And I'm grateful that I did go back for my MBA, because I have a second career that I can go to. And I can still work in the medical field, but not actually have to be on the floor treating patients,
Patient care,
because
yeah.
my body is, first of all, I'm obese. That's number one. And I don't care how much you use proper body mechanics, you doing this enough, especially in the ICU. Like, I'm only in the ICU. I'm rarely ever out of the ICU. And for the past 9 months, especially too, my back has been tweaking for a while, and I've been just ignoring it, because I'm like, no, these patients, they need us. They need our care. We're in the thick of things. I have a great work ethic. I'm not going to, I'm not a
Yeah, it's
mediocre
fucked
person.
up. It's like,
you
what's
know?
my back pain to them?
Exactly.
Sitting. Because if you get up for 30 minutes, an hour with therapy, but you're in the bed for 23 hours.
Exactly. And me even being on vacation and being stuck in the bed, and I'm like, I know I need to move, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to move, but the more I move, the more it hurts. And you know how we lie and tell patients, oh, you know what'll help your pain? Movement. No, the fuck it doesn't. That shit
Movement
hurts
is
more.
medicine.
It's not. What was Queen say? Motion is lotion.
Motion is lotion.
It's not. It's not.
It is, but only after the shitty first
Listen,
10 minutes of it.
Motion is lotion when you have narcotics on board.
That was very true.
Okay. For the first 2 weeks, I had no narcotics. All I
Bitch, why
had
do you
was-
think I have to pay a trainer to even get my ass to the gym every week? Because I will not go.
Yeah, well, see, this is me, a part of me reevaluating my career. You know, I'm definitely ready to leave the floor as a physical therapist, and I feel like I've done my due diligence and that I've learned what I needed to learn. I feel like I've mastered my craft. Do I feel like I'm the end all be all queen physical therapist? Absolutely not. There's still a ton of shit that I can learn, but I feel like in my personal career, I am satisfied of the level of knowledge that I've gained and the experience that I've been able to put to my hands, the people that I've been able to teach, and the wisdom that I've been able to give. And so I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready to get off the floor as a therapist, because my body is telling me, bitch, you need to lose weight.
Your
You're
mind's
fat.
telling you no, but your body is telling you yeah.
My mind is telling me yes, and my body is saying fuck yes, to get the fuck off the floor.
Dude, it's hard.
So,
it's hard work. And I
it
think
is.
people, I guess, at the hospital, when you see us work, we're only with our patients, especially in the ICU, like 30
Yeah.
minutes, right?
'Cause that's all they can
tolerate.
handle.
And
Yeah.
you're in and out. But like, I have 8, 9, 10 patients a day.
Right. So doing that consecutively, and if everybody on your list is like, oh, pull me up, do this, do that, and then, you're holding them up and you're using your body as an anchor for these people, that's a lot. And
In COVID ICU the other day, we've been getting this guy up for 3 days. PT was in the back for 2 of the days, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the front. This guy's trached on the vent, every line on a freaking sand bed. So you already know how I feel.
oh my God, I will never
A sand pit.
I will never treat anybody on a sand bed, because you will not fuck up my back. You won't.
Yeah, so the first, he's not really communicating. He's
Yeah.
there a little bit kind of responsive. He kind of initiates in the trunk when we sit him up. So he's been doing a little something.
Yeah.
The day I moved to the back, he already looks bad. He doesn't look good. And he's
Yeah.
hot, but he doesn't have a fever. His breathing is real rapid, but he kind of had rapid breathing before.
Yeah.
When I tell you this man was not initiating shit on a sand bed.
Yep.
I was like, No.
You're fighting the bed.
You're
not even fighting the patient. You're fighting the goddamn bed.
It feels like there is 600 pounds pulling back on me right now.
Yes.
And every time I would try to get I was sweating. I couldn't get a good hold on him. And I was like, I cannot do this shit.
Thank God you didn't step in something on the floor that caused you to slip, because that's happened multiple times on this one patient. And I remember I went to the doctor specifically. I went to 3 different physicians, and the one who ordered the goddamn bed. And I was like, listen, bitch, I am not treating this patient on this fucking bed. I could give a shit about his fucking wounds. You will not tear up my goddamn back. I cannot effectively do my job with this stupid ass bed. She's like, well, I mean, one of the other doctors was the one who ordered. I don't give a shit. Anybody with the letters MD behind their names is responsible. And I'm getting this fucking bed out of here. And what did I do? I switched the bed. I was like, you're not about to kill me.
Y'all, this bed is like, the middle part is just full sand, like a sand pit. And the outside inflates like those fucking Looney Tune guys outside of a car wash that waves his hands on the up part. And you can't move around on it.
No, you're literally, and then it's like, oh, make it firm. You try making sand firm.
It's like a water bed that you were like, make the water firm.
Seriously, it's literally like, what is it? Quicksand. You're just sinking, and the patient is just, they can't get their balance.
And they just start doing that.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're putting more pressure on their butt trying to sit them up. Those are the worst beds. I don't know who invented those beds, but you're an idiot, and I hate you.
Anyway, yeah, but that makes like a minute feels like 5.
Oh, absolutely. You can't sustain. You be shaking like
exactly. It's a workout for me. I was like, do they even feel this? Because I don't think they do. This is on me.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with one of our coworkers today while I was at work, even though today's a Sunday. Anyway, I was having a conversation, and she's been a therapist for over 20 years, and she was just telling me how she's had so many back issues, wrist issues, ankle issues, and she's like, listen, I'm too close to retirement. I'm not lifting nobody. And I told my patients all this week, I was like, yo, I'm hurt and I'm injured. So if you hit the floor, I will not try to slow it. I won't slow. And then today I had this patient who was like 364 pounds. And I was just like, and it says double for standing twice in the comments. And I was like, okay.
So what'd you bet?
Not even bridges, ankle pumps,
quad sets. Quads.
Exactly. Short arc quads. And then when I walked on the unit and I saw an impeller, I was like, yes, he has a fucking groin line. I don't have to see him. And I was like, hey, nurse, is this groin or axillary? It's in the groin, right? Femoral.
Their fucking bed is at a huge slant.
And she's like, oh no, it's femoral. They just put it in like late last night. I was like, yes. He's not on my
hold
list.
For me.
Watch, he ends up on my list tomorrow. I already know it.
Yeah, which sucks because I feel like we have the gung ho energy that's like, let's at least try. Let's get you out of bed. It's gonna be good for you. But it's like, at what fucking
cost to my back?
Yeah.
My arms, shoulders. We've had patients, therapists with shoulder issues. You've, torn your rotator cuff. And it's just like, at what point do you give up therapy? You love doing this, but at what point do you say, oh, well, I love acute care. I love ICU. I love the intensity of it. But then if I go to inpatient rehab, I'm going to be doing more at a longer period of time. Do I go to a SNF? Hell no. Do I go to peds? Then I'm gonna be stuck on the floor all day, or do I just do outpatient and be bored? Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm 26 with back problems.
I'm 36, but I'm also obese. So that's again, my goal is to lose 100 pounds this year.
We can do it.
Please keep me accountable.
Also, I just watched that TikTok that we can go to the Dominican for $800 no, that's wrong. For $8,500, we can get a tummy tuck, a BBL, and a full 2-week stay until you're 16 days post-op.
Man, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
I'm just saying. You said this year.
Right. We're still going to be in a pandemic this year, December 31st, 2021. This year. But also, too, I'm a homeowner. I'm not going to take $8,500 of my savings to now go to the Dominican Republic. You said Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico? What did you say?
Dominican Republic. You don't even listen to me. You don't even fucking listen. That's what the problem is.
$8,500, honey, that's going into escrow.
When y'all see me,
that's gonna be me buying some property
as fuck overnight next year. Y'all know why.
You're gonna be snatched as fuck, and I'm gonna be over here buying land.
Okay, I don't want to land. I want a fucking fat ass and a slim waist.
Listen, I got a fat ass. Trust me, it's overrated. I promise you. Your drawers be in your ass. Your booty eats your drawers. Okay.
I can't wait.
It's not worth it. I can guarantee you. Your thongs get lost. Okay. Having a big booty is not all that it's cracked up to be. Trust me. I got back problems now carrying all this. I got a lot in the front too, but I got a lot in the back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long I can physically be a therapist on the floor lifting these heavy ass people. People are just getting heavier and heavier.
But that's what we were talking about last time about, taking time off, especially with your PTO. Like, we try our best to conserve our PTO all the time because we're like, oh, we got to help out the unit and we got to help out a department and we don't want to, call in and all this other kind of stuff. Listen, people have made calling in this horrible, god awful thing, and it's not. Like, let's normalize call. I'm not calling in. I'm telling you, I ain't coming. That's not me calling in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like this one girl said, PTO does not stand for personal time off. It stands for prepare the others. Because I ain't fucking coming in.
It's fucked up at this job because when we're not there, to me in my head, I feel like that is directly taking away from someone getting the therapy they need.
Fuck them patients, fuck my
I know,
coworkers.
and it shouldn't be like that, but it's just because of everything going on, and then I feel bad. But in the grand scheme of things, what? In the ICU, you're only seeing 4 or 5 people, right?
I mean, I had 9 people on my list on Friday, but yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
But in that coordinating wise, appropriate wise, true therapy wise, other than going in there and evaluating someone who can only be up for 15 seconds because they just had a cabbage.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely gets difficult, but I am starting to normalize. And then even to like in different countries, the fact that people have sick time and PTO. We only have PTO and that's it. And I think that is so stupid, especially when we have such physical jobs, even nurses and physicians. Honestly, I feel like physicians and nurses and RTs work the most unhealthiest rotations of hours. Like the fact that you are working, there should be no reason why you're working a 12-hour shift. That to me is not healthy for anyone to be doing that much physical labor for 12 hours. Physicians and residents and interns are doing like 24 and 48-hour shifts. First of all, I get to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. And by 2 o'clock, my brain done shut off. And it takes me forever to finish charting. You think I'm going to be able to survive being on call for 48 hours? You better get out of my damn face. If I'm not off
the floor by 12:30, I'm in a bad mood.
Listen,
I have a problem.
I'm hangry.
I'm physically spent.
Listen, I just need to sit down. I got ice packs in my damn drawers and shit. Well, not in my drawers, but they are in my drawers because they're on my back. But anyway, I got ice packs and I'm on Tylenol and Tramadol and everything else. And you talking about 12 hours?
They should at least, can they at least pay for my gym membership or a chiropractor
I can't even go to the gym right now. Which I need to put a pause on my thing. Can you put a pause on your gym? I hope you can. I need to. But anyway, yeah. They need to be paying for me to be chiropractorized right now. I'm paying for that shit out of pocket because I have not met my deductible because I'm not a sickly person, thank God. But yeah, I mean, we should be getting weekly massages. They should make us do mandatory yoga or something because
stretch.
This job is
I'd love a stretch zone membership.
Well, stretch zone is probably the reason why I'm in the first place.
They were like, we're going to get you right. They got you left.
He's like, oh, is it 3? Is it 5? Is it 7? I should have said everything was a goddamn 7. That's what I should have did.
She said, look how flexible I am. All right, bitch. You're going to flex yourself right into a herniated disc.
I sure did. Like, it was bulging, and that disc was like, fuck you, bitch. I'm done. Yeah. So
the good thing about these careers is that PT and OT can be a lot of different things.
Very true.
There's a lot of things you can do that aren't direct patient care.
Yeah. And then also too, like I always tell my students, don't limit yourself to just being a PT and OT. Being just a PT and OT is very fulfilling, is an amazing career. But also too, you have to think long term that maybe you may want to go into something else, whether it be leadership or teaching and stuff like that, to be able to preserve your body, because your body is your livelihood. And unfortunately, in this country, we do not have the privilege of having sick and PTO. And when you need to be out, they do not care. And you will run out of money real fast. So this is why my ass ran out of PTO. And I was like, I'm not dipping in my savings. So
this bitch was like, I'm going to take 19 weeks off. And then surprise when her PTO runs out.
I conserved all of that PTO during the pandemic. I didn't take a single day off. I didn't call in for an entire year. No, I lied. I called in one day. For the whole year. And that's not like me, because usually once a month I'll be like, hey, I ain't coming in. And I'm not telling you why I'm not coming in. I don't even need a personal day. Bitch, I ain't gonna be there. Oh, are you sick? Were you okay? I saw you called in. Get out my business, Becky. Get out my business. It's none of your business why I didn't come to work, bitch. I just know that on the answering machine, hey, it's me. I ain't gonna be there. Have a great day. I don't need no doctor's note. I can call in. Thank you. Again, I'm not calling in. I'm helping you to prepare the others. Because I ain't going to be there.
You're giving your notice.
Giving my notice that I'm taking a day off. Thank you. Because supervisors and people in leadership will do it all day.
Spiritually, it's not for me today.
Yes. Normalize taking days off. Normalize if you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to work, Fuck your coworkers. I don't give a damn if they're gonna be short. I don't care if the patients ain't gonna be seen. Fuck all of them people. Take care of yourself first. There is only one of you. Period.
Pooh.
Thank you.
Amen.
And on that note, anything else we need to talk about? You were supposed to talk about some stuff.
I really was just upset about Michael B. Jordan. That's all I got. I'm still sad about it, but it's gonna be a sad girl winter for me now that he's cuffed up.
A sad girl winter?
Yeah.
Listen, it's cuffing season. They're gonna break up by February.
They better.
They're gonna break up by February because he's not gonna buy her a gift.
You know what? I don't want to wish that on him.
No, maybe
March.
March.
He's happy. I want him to be happy.
Spring break, because then Megan Thee Stallion gonna come out with another hit, and it's gonna be hot during
what?
summer.
I cannot wait. I'm ready for the sun to come out and for the skies to warm up. I'm ready.
Okay, I rebuke you because I'm loving this cold weather.
Ew.
Okay, I haven't had to run my AC, so my utility bill is looking real nice. Just saying, because I haven't had to run I only put my heater on because Elizabeth's coming over
this
here.
is coming from the person who doesn't even buy double stuffed Oreos. She buys regular ass fucking Oreos.
Don't judge me.
Eats regular ass Oreos?
Me, because I don't even eat Oreos like
Ma'am,
that.
double stuff that shit or nothing. Triple stuffed if we're really
But
trying to have
do
a
you
party.
eat cookies with the milk or not?
No, ew. Ugh.
See, I drown mine in milk until they get soggy, and then it's super soft.
Those fucking wafers you have, those Oreo flavored little skinny ass wafers, you drown in milk.
They're just the regular Oreos, and I just put them in.
What the hell's the
almond
point?
milk.
It's double stuffed or nothing. I put that on my name. That's all.
Because your name means something?
Double stuffed.
Oh,
my name.
interesting.
My name is Alyssa Double Stuff Fowler.
Wow. Okay,
Strike
double
that from
stuff.
the record.
DS. Okay, Alyssa DS Fowler. I got you, girl. Double
Nintendo
stuff.
DS. Yep.
Oh, goodness.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Everyone have a great week.
Be safe, y'all. Like, if you see anybody with Trump gear on, just walk away. Don't engage.
I wish you love and light.
Yes. Attend the inauguration via Zoom if possible. Hopefully they'll just have it on Zoom or something.
Fucking call in if you want to.
Yeah.
I gave you that power.
Listen, fuck your job. Because guess what? They already got your replacement in mind. So it really don't matter. They ain't loyal to you. Don't be loyal to them. But I'm still going to work tomorrow because I need my check.
Yeah, we have priorities.
Yeah, I got a mortgage.
Don't mistake that. We will be going to work tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, y'all.
Oh, and it's President's Day. Everyone's fucking off tomorrow except for us.
Well, first of all, happy Martin Luther King, not day.
Oh, it's not
but
President's Day. It's MLK Day.
How you fucking disrespectful bitch.
I know.
President's Day is in
You know
February.
why? It's because I know it's a day that everyone else has off and we don't.
Yes. Happy belated birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin had a dream.
On January the 15th. Happy birthday. He would have been 90.
Are you kidding
He
me?
was born the same year as my grandmother. My grandmother's 96. She's gonna be 97 this year. He would have been 97 this year.
I just see him as such like a young hot man that I forget that he would have aged.
Yeah, because they killed him at such a young age.
I know.
Yeah, the government of the United States of America killed Martin Luther King Jr.
He
they
was born in
assassinated him.
29.
Oh, 29. Then he's younger than my grandmother then, because my grandmother was born in 1924. That's
Do some quick math. He would have been 92.
Listen, we don't do math around here.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing about being a therapist. I don't fucking do math.
The only math I need is 8, 23, 38, 52.
Units. That's on productivity.
Listen, I'm gonna play them lottery numbers. 8, 23, 38, 52. Motherfucker, actually 53.
It's 53. See, that's why she doesn't fucking get her units.
But see, if you wait till 52, just move the tray table to the other side. 53.
Just peek back in. You want some water?
You need
All right,
something?
let me find the nurse.
I'm still talking to the nurse. My clock is still going. So anyway, yeah, y'all be safe this week. Continue to wear your mask. Continue to quarantine. Only go out when you need to. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Use baby wipes. Brush your teeth. Don't be mercy. Put deodorant on. All right. Bye, y'all.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler every Tuesday when new episodes are released.